It's just really, really good. Juke Joint Blues, and T Model Ford's actually on this one too on a track, so kind of an added bonus. A big fan of T Model Ford. Next up is the soundtrack to the movie Say Anything. It's actually got some pretty good stuff on it. It's got Red Hot Chili Peppers, Depeche Mode, The Replacements, Fishbone. So that was pretty good. Next up is the New Riders of the Purple Sage, Power Slide. And it's got Jerry Garcia and Bill Kreutzmann from the Grateful Dead on it, amongst others. Spencer Dryden from the Jefferson Airplane, also on this one on drums. Found this at a record store. A bunch of these came from a pawn shop that we have locally, but I went to my local record store and found a few gems. Here we have one called Funk Harmonica by Billy Lee Riley on the Crescendo label. Billy Lee Riley was on Sun Records back in the 50s and did songs like Flying Saucer, Rock and Roll, and was pretty much known as a bit of a wild man. I haven't spun this yet, but I mean, with a title like Funk Harmonica, I can't imagine it's anything but awesome. The one splurge I got today was Standell's Dirty Water. This is an original mono pressing on the Spartan label. Show the label here. There's the label. It's actually in pretty awesome shape. Figured why not splurge on it. It's a great album. I have it on CD. Had it on CD for years and years, but figured I might as well grab it on vinyl. Next up is Larry Coryell. This is called what is this called actually? It's called Lady Coryell. There we go. Right there. I'm a big fan of Larry Coryell actually. He kind of mixed rock and jazz together, and Elvin Jones is actually on this too, who played with John Coltrane. So it's on the there we go, Vanguard label. So I look forward to giving that a spin. Grab some here. Next up we have the second, Brooklyn Bridge. This is back up here. It's on the Buddha label, and I've seen this around a few times, but I've never actually heard the album. But for $2, I figured it'd be worth a spin. Next up is Man, and I believe it's just self-titled. This is a promo copy actually. Is a stamp right up top there. But from what I understand, this is actually a pretty cool album. Flip through a few of these to show at the end here. Next up is I'm actually not too sure if the band's called Product, and Style Wars. It's on the Clay label. There we go. I think the band's name is Product. Style Wars is the album. On Clay, used to collect a lot of punk stuff. I'd never actually heard of Product before, but there's the Clay label. I figured I'd give it a whirl. Next up we have Stetsasonic in Full Gear. This is on the Tommy Boy. Back up here. We are. And I still like 80s rap, so I figured it'd be worth the spin. Next up is, let's see here, the original soundtrack album to Charlie Chaplin's A Countess from Hong Kong. Music composed by Charles Chaplin. I didn't know that Charlie Chaplin did music. but apparently he did. This is has a gatefold. Got a little booklet inside showing pictures, and it's on the Decca label. Cool Decca label there. And I don't know if this is gonna be any good or not, but thought why not hear what Charlie Chaplin could do with music. Next up we have Magoo and Hi-Fi, music by Dennis Farnan. I really like old cartoon albums, and I just bought this kind of just to hear what it was like. 1956 is the date on this, so I assume it's just kind of cheesy cartoon music, but you know, it could be fun. Up next we have The Return of Roger Miller featuring King of the Road. There we go. Really like that song actually, and I've never seen this album before. I picked this one up at a local secondhand store for $1, so I thought why not. Next we have Orville Prophet, Mile After Mile. I've actually been collecting older country stuff as of late, and this one seemed to fit the bill. It's on the Harmony label, if you can see it on the camera there. And I just thought I'd give it a whirl. This one also I got for $1, so can't go wrong. If it's not very good, I'll just get rid of it. Okay, this is another pawn shop score. Here's Loretta Lynn. I'm not too sure if this is her first album or not, but with that a title like that, kind of seems like it is, but I could be wrong. This is on the Vocalion label. There it is there. And I'm actually a big fan of the country female singers from like the 50s and 60s, like Rose Maddox and Loretta Lynn and Tammy Wynette, so thought I'd give that a spin. Oh, this one's on the ECM label. I used to be pretty into jazz a bit, and I actually don't know who Ralph Towner is, but this one's called Solstice. So ECM always put out like top-notch stuff, so ECM label. So I figured I'd give it a whirl. This one was $2, and oh, it's a German pressing. I don't know if all ECM stuff is German or what, but printed in West Germany. So give that a spin, see if I like it. My dad was a big fan of Slim Whitman. I'm not too big into him, but kind of for sentimental sake, got this one today for $1. Slim Whitman's favorites. And on the Imperial label, there's the label, and really just I kind of just bought it for the cover, really. I mean, that's just kind of a cool cover, and it's in mint shape. A lot of these old country records I find are in just like really nice shape. So yeah, this one I got for $1 as well, so I figured why not. Okay, this one's called The Carlisle Family Album featuring Cliff and Bill Carlisle, old time great hymns. I kind of like old-time church music. This one looks like it has a bit of a country flair. It's on the Old Homestead label. I think I have one other one on that label, but I'm not too sure the history of them. But yeah, I got this one for $1. The guys mentioned Cliff and Bill are wearing like nudie shirts, so I assume they're country and western singers. But for $1, give it a spin, see if it's any good. Okay, there's a couple here. The last 3 I just picked up. The covers are all beat and moldy, but I'll put them through the spin clean, and hopefully they clean up. And if not, I have a friend who has an Okinoki. Hi, Carl. And they're great titles. For $2 each, I figured I can clean them up and put them in new sleeves. First up is the Blues Busters, Philip and Lloyd. You can see how damaged and gross it is. Record is in like the record grooves seem like they're not too bad. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but it's all moldy and gross. But I'm a big reggae and ska fan, and thought for $2 I could give it a chance to clean up. And I've actually bought a handful before and cleaned them up, and they actually turned out pretty nice. So hopefully these ones turn out the same. Next up is Archie Bell and the Drells Tighten Up. Again, covers terrible shape. This record's actually not in too badish. Well, I guess the label is, but it's got a bit of mold on it. Side's okay. It looks like UK. I think the UK label. I'm not sure. It's on Atlantic. Pretty much anything on Atlantic at this time is pretty solid. So figured for $2 I'll try to clean it up. And lastly, we have another Archie Bell and the Drells. There's going to be a showdown. Cover's not great shape. This time it's on the red Atlantic. This one's actually not too moldy at all, but I'll still run it through the spin clean, put a new sleeve on it, and yeah, hopefully I can salvage it for $2. Hopefully get an awesome record. That's what I found today, and hopefully I have some scores to post up in the future. Thanks for watching. Bye.